Hello, I am Simulated Erk and welcome to a new series here on Simulated Erk. This is a Frankfurt Tram Simulator, available on Thursdays alongside Train Simulator, alongside Train Sim World, and also alongside Tram Sim. The episode you're about to watch now was originally recorded as a part of the Train Simulator series, episode number 39. The excellent thing about this episode and what you're about to see in future episodes of Frankfurt Tram Simulator is that thanks to the base Train Simulator and the Frankfurt U-Bahn DLC, the whole Frankfurt Tram / Light Rail network has been modelled. So in coming weeks we'll be going over all of the Frankfurt Tram network. Every single line, every tram that we have available to us, lots of different scenarios. And that's what we'll be able to do. Not just one line, not just part of one line, not just using one tram. Every tram we have available on every line, because the whole network has been modelled. If you would like to see more episodes across Simulated Erk, don't forget to like and subscribe. And there is a massive couple of playlists that you will really enjoy: the train content, the tram content, the light rail content, and lots more. So coming up on Thursdays, tram / light rail wise, you will see this series, Frankfurt Tram Simulator, and you will see that alongside the other series related to trams on Simulated Erk, Tram Sim, which is a different simulator and it's based in Vienna. You can also see that on the trams playlist, ding ding ding, I'm a Tram, and you can see that on Simulated Erk on YouTube. At the end of this episode we'll show you an intro, a promo for Tram Sim, so you can see how that compares to what you're about to see. So originally recorded as Train Simulator episode 39, we're about to see together episode 1 of I don't know how many episodes of Frankfurt Tram Simulator. I'm Simulated Erk, and here we go. Ding ding ding. Hello, I'm Simulated Erk, and welcome back to Simulated Erk Train Simulator 2019, and it is 2019, and I believe that this is actually my very first Train Simulator video for 2019. So this is the Frankfurt U-Bahn expansion pack by Just Trains. It is part of the Train Simulator Pro series of games, so it's just not turn up, press one button, and then off you go. We are at a tram depot and we're about to take a service out. So let's have a look at our dashboard. Now, some of these buttons you can press and others you can't, but we'll go into it as we go on. So the tram, light rail vehicle, streetcar, call it whatever you want, wherever you are, it's in a totally dead state at the moment. We have to get it up and working ourselves. So on the left hand side is the key. Grab it with the left mouse button and move it towards the right. It's not that easy to do. So this is the here we go, we should have clicked that on. By now, there we go, there's the conch. So our driver's cab is now semi-activated. We go to the left-hand panel. Now it's lucky that I have simulated and real-life train driving experience, because if you were a very casual person, you would not understand any of this. Battery on gives us some light. Interior light on for our passengers. Cab light for us, turn on or off. So battery on, pantograph up, and then main switch on. So now our train is active. So we can do things such as our wipers, click on and off, wiper low speed as well. So we'll click those to the off position. Not all of these buttons you can click. What's that? Headlights. Headlights near, headlights far. We won't really need the far ones at the moment, so we'll just turn our headlights on. And then over here we have our door controls. Unlock doors left, unlock doors right. Now above open doors right, open doors left mean exactly the same thing as unlock, basically, from what I can understand. I haven't read the manual. So now we'll close the doors and then we'll hear a confirmation that the doors are closed and locked. Blinker left. Blinker right, and both on together, or as we'd call them in Australia, hazard lights. There's nothing annoying about that, is there? Anywho, we should just be about ready to go, although I'm going to be quiet for a moment because in my headphones, see if you can hear it, I've got no idea why I can hear it, but I can hear water. It's like being at the seaside. Can you hear that? Anywho, let's get on with it. Now I'm trying to find I must have a warning bell here somewhere. Wouldn't be over there, surely. As I said, not all of these buttons are clickable. That's the open and close button, I know that. So for some things, what buttons are it? Doesn't say. So for some things I may have to use my control panel on Train Simulator. So the horn is basically my bell. Okay. Reverser in forward. And if I have this right, we'll move our, as I drop my keyboard, that's always something that doesn't happen in the real world, I drop my keyboard. Okay, I have to pick up passengers, etc. Okay, so now press that bell. We're leaving the depot. Power just briefly. We'll just perform our first inching movement because we are leaving the depot. Let's have a quick look at the depot. That's not depot. It's the tail end of the depot. There's our train with our elevated platforms for the staff to work on the roof. There we are. Now I'm just going to get rid of the HUD for a moment. Take a screen cap. And we'll get our HUD back. And we'll jump in the cab. And we'll take off. So, bit of bell. Take the brakes off. And just a little bit of power. Now, I did try this a little bit before. The doors up ahead, which I wish I had the luxury at my real life depot, they actually open. Look at that. So we've been given a 15 km an hour speed limit at this stage. Now this is actually the first time that I've driven this route, so we'll learn together, shall we? Now the ambient noise seems rather loud. I think I have to stop here, stand by. Yep. Anything with a horizontal bar, I have to stop. So there is another light rail vehicle ahead, as you can see, so that would make sense. I have to wait for that train to depart. We'll see if we can move a little bit closer. Okay, that other tram's ahead. So we'll just wait now, because I just don't want to go past it and go, hey dude, you failed. See, it's starting to do absolutely nothing. I thought it was starting to move off, but it hasn't. So there seems to be nothing that I can do. While we're waiting, let's have a look outside. Okay, so there we are. That's a nice view back at us. So I will take a screen cap while we're here. So we're a 6-car unit, we've got 3 units coupled together. Options. So that gives us a nice look at the vehicle that we're driving. We still don't have the signal cleared ahead of us. Let's look in the other direction. We've got passengers on board, but we just left the depot. So how does that work? Alright, tab. Oh, hang on, I probably shouldn't have brought up my my Steam overlay. Now the question is, should I have actually gone the other way? Because we could leave the... Now there doesn't seem to be any way in which we can say, hey, call someone and say, hey, look. Let's see, interior lights. Interior lights. Batteries. Just having a look in case there's a way that we can switch the track. I think we need to hit the emergency button just yet. So if I stop at Housing Gates 2, am I there yet? Alright, going the wrong way. Show task. So, where am I? I'm all the way over here. I think, yeah, that would be me. Show task. So I've got to go all the way over there. Gee, there's a lot to this. Now where am I? So have I indeed gone the wrong way? So where is Hassan Glees 2? That's... Is that all the way over here? So I'm all the way over there. Somehow I don't think I should have went this way. Oops. So why would it set me up in this cab if I wasn't supposed to go this way? Well, you know what, we'll just see what happens. Seemingly nothing. Maybe I was supposed to go that way. Why would I have a signal against me, seemingly, and then be able to go that way and nothing happens? Okay, get ready with the... So let's continue. It's going to be a lot of level crossings and a lot of hornage, I can just say that. But so far, just in the opening stages, that this looks totally cool. Hang on, what? We can do 60 now? Okay, let's go. There's a 40 coming up, so we'll just sit here for the moment. Braking's pretty good, they usually are on these light rail vehicles. Now we are running empty. Let's see, have a look as we... slow down a bit. Let's have a look outside. Speeding again. Hang on, let's go back in the cab, underground station. Now, I went to Frankfurt for one day. So not much in a tunnel to see at the moment. I went to Frankfurt for one day when I was on my overseas adventure in 2011. So I didn't have a massive chance to explore Frankfurt, but I believe this would be fairly typical of what you could expect. Empty cars. There's a 50 board, so no, we're doing okay. We'll just keep it at this constant speed. So we'll bring it down a little bit. Actually, what we might do at the next station, which is Zoo, I'm actually going to stop. And we'll show you the doors. So I'm a 6-car unit, but the brakes are pretty good. So you'd think this was just underground metro at this point. So we'll start to brake. There's the station, there's the zoo station. We'll start to put our brakes on. Oh look, you can see little elephants and things on the right hand side. Let's just go up towards the end. And we'll stop here. And we'll open our doors on the right. See, we have arrived at the zoo. Let me just do a screen cap. So we have arrived at the zoo. And I'll have a look in a minute and just make sure that we actually did fit. See, that's the... Oh, our doors have closed. Now, if I just press the door... Okay, if I just press a normal door button, that doesn't work. So what I have to do is go back to the cab. Options. So you can see our train there, the back end of our train, so we fit quite easily. Something exit U-Bahn, Constable Wash, Hauptwache, Bockenheimer Watt. So we'll see the doors, I'll close in a moment. Now they'll make a liar out of me because they just closed by themselves before. I need to get my heads-up display back. Okay, so they haven't closed. So we'll go back to the cab. We'll close the doors. And we know they're closed now because we can see them. A little bit of horn. And get ready to sing the Max Power song. Max Power, he's the one you want to touch. No one snuggles with Max Power. You strap yourself in and feel the G's. So it looks like we've got a decent stretch underground here, which unfortunately isn't um, visually exciting until you get to the stations. So I presume we're running under central Frankfurt. Let me see if I can turn headlights far. That really doesn't help, does it? Let's pick up the pace a bit. I've seen stations and the way it works very similar in Berlin. So as we saw from the map a little bit earlier on, it's a big system. So I understand that at the moment there's not a lot visually to see. Hopefully we'll get back onto street level as soon as we can. The stations do look rather nice though. We should do, when we get to, oh, that's not good. Because we had the brakes on, our speed dropped dramatically. And I can't necessarily tell from the map on the bottom of the screen when the underground section finishes. So apparently we are three and a half, just under 3.5 kilometers away from our destination. For a light rail vehicle, this is relatively high speed, 70 kilometers an hour, going in the underground section. Now, of course, normally if we were stopping at the stations, we wouldn't necessarily be going this fast. But the power I'm braking on this is quite nice, quite realistic to what I think the real thing would actually be. Of course, using the mouse, I haven't set up my rail driver yet. Using the mouse, it's quite hard to find that sweet spot of just coasting with a combined power brake controller handle. So we're about a kilometre and a half away now. From our final destination on this quick drive scenario. Hang on, we've got a 20 board coming up. Back in the daylight. So we'll stop at this station. And we'll show you the doors again. I haven't seen a lot of trams going in the opposite direction, but having said that, we were underground for a lot of that. Well, there's a bus. So we'll pull up right at the end of the platform. So we'll open our doors. We'll have a look. There we go. We're going to screen cover that. So it looks like until we get back in the cab and we close our doors. So that's the upper end. So we've still got a little bit of room, maybe a car, couple of cars maybe. Maybe it's an 8-unit platform, 8-car platform. Let's get back in the cab and let's go. So that's obviously a junction station. So we're on a 20km/h speed at the moment, so we're going at about 12, which isn't bad. I think on an earlier episode I drove something like this, but it might have been in Berlin. Now, I don't know what he means. All these track markers mean. So we've got another platform coming up. Only on the right hand side, which is interesting. Unless the one for the other side in the other direction is on the other side of this level crossing coming up, which sometimes happens. Yep, there it is. So sometimes on some of these platforms they don't necessarily are in the same spot on different lines. So we've got our final stop coming up. So we're going into a terminal location. Gotta say, it's very well modelled. So we've got our crossovers here. Looks like we've got an island platform coming up. Going over towards the left hand side. So we'll take it nice and easy. Housen, I think. Oh, there's an exit here as well. So now I open the doors, that's not going to let me. You have reached the end of the scenario. So there we go, that was very, very cool. So now if we have a look, we go into, this is just in quick drive. Just to show you some of the options that we've got available before we continue. So we've got different combinations of the unit between the various types. What those differences are, I don't know. And if we have a look at our route map, we've got different options that we can choose. If we go to U-Bahn Frankfurt, and we see our various departure points: Hausen, Houstonhof, the depot, which is where we were, Enkheim. Well, let's have a look at another depot. Oh, this will be a depot-to-depot run. Oh, I can do this. Let's change the conditions. Let's make it winter. Let's make it... We are in Germany, so we can make it cloudy snow, whatever cloudy snow is. And we'll change our... We'll change our consist up a bit. And we shall get into it. Now I have noticed that Train Simulator 2019 have been doing quite a good job now showing various user contributed photos, as we'll see as we come up. Because there's so much available, you can think, oh gee, I wouldn't mind having a go at that. And going into the store and investigating further. This is the Frankfurt U-Bahn that we can see on screen. Now of course, Just Trains and being a TS Pro, there probably is an instruction manual somewhere. So I'd be able to do things like look at the indicator board and see how to set that up and things like that. So we'll do this depot to depot run and we'll leave it at that, I think. March Madness may or may not apply when you're watching this video. This is a good example. They've actually given credit to the person who took the screen cap. That looks quite sweet. 4 trains there. There's a newer looking English train. It's rather sweet. There's a freight train in Germany. And the Gatwick Express. Somewhere at a quaint little level crossing as we wait for this to load up. It does give you something different to look at least during the load screens. Of course, if this is your first time to Simulated Erk Train Simulator, there are plenty of options. So let's go for a look outside. Oh, there's some graffiti there, I don't like that. So you can see at the moment that our tram is totally dead, totally lifeless, so we'll have to go into the cab. And I presume, well, this is a different looking cab. I didn't think of this. I did not think this through at all. I haven't been to this one yet. Alright, let's think through logically. Lots of different controls up here. Now again, I don't know what's clickable. And doors open right, doors open left. I don't know what's clickable and what isn't at this stage. So battery on, battery failure. Okay, pantograph up, pantograph failure. Switch failure, where's the key? Is that the key? No, that's that. Reverse. Reverser. It's doing nothing. That looks like a key. Main switch off. Pantograph down, battery off. Main switch on, main switch failure. Pantograph up, pantograph failure. Battery failure. There's the key. Yeah, that's down further than I thought it would be. Okay, so let's get this thing on the air. Main switch on, main switch failure. Pantograph up, pantograph failure. Battery on. So we need battery on first, then pantograph up, then main switch on. Then we can have a look. Left. Let's test that door right at that side anyway. So we can see now I have pantographs up. Lights are on and our doors on both sides are open. So we go back to the cab and we'll close. Set doors and doors either side are closed. Tram coming into view now. He's pumping pretty sweetly though. Now, most of people said before, why don't I show these now? quick screen cap. So that wasn't bad. That was quite good. Anywho, I'm Simulated Erk. Hope you did enjoy that. That was the U-Bahn Frankfurt main version 2. That is now available via the Train Simulator 19 store. Anywho, I'm Simulated Erk. Thank you.
Hintere Zollamtstraße. Umsteigen zu O in Richtung Raxstraße. Rathausplatz, Burgtheater,